Wow.
Whoa.
Wow. We're kind of starting late, but we have a very good reason.
Yeah, we are a little late, aren't we?
We're just a little bit, but we have a good reason. And that reason is,
Yeah, what was our reason that we synced up our stories so that it would sound real?
Dog ate my
What was that?
start stream button.
Dog ate my Twitch show.
Dog ate my Twitch. Yes, hello everybody. No, we couldn't figure out what to draw for our little opening graphic here, and we work hard to give you a unique and fun opening drawing every episode that sometimes takes too long to make.
We work hard for the money.
We do.
Work hard for it, honey.
And Daddy don't sleep at night. Is that how the lyrics go, or what's...
No, but that'd be fun. She works hard for the money. She works hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money. So you better treat her right.
Okay. I feel like it's one of those songs where they like change up the last line sometimes.
I think they do actually. After I said it, I'm like, I don't know if that's actually it every time. And here's something horrible. My mind wanted to say, because McDonald's treats you right, which is a commercial version of it they did once, like many years ago, and it's burned in. Oh no,
capitalism has gotten to your brain.
It got in there.
You son of a bitch.
Can't listen to that song without thinking about McDonald's now.
What I realized is what I said was actually lyrics to a song, but it was the lyrics to Papa's got a squeeze box, whichever song.
That is the song. The Who.
The Who, yeah. Is it Mama's Got a Squeeze Box?
Mama's Got the Squeeze Box, yeah.
Yeah. So I combined She Works Hard for the Money with Mama's Got a Squeeze Box, which...
Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on her chest, and when she plays all night, Daddy can't get no rest, 'cause she's playing all night.
Oh, we've just been DMCA'd, I'm hearing.
Yeah, because I got it too close.
You're too good.
Like, is this The Who?
YouTube has
Pete Townsend on there.
There's this guy I watch on YouTube. He used to be like a civil engineer, but now he just like does let's plays of video games and stuff like that. And
seems like an upgrade.
It is, yeah. But I was mostly interested because like the first video of his I watched, he was like playing City Skylines, but he would bring his actual engineering knowledge into it, so you were kind of like learning a little bit about engineering, but while he was playing City Skylines. And like I realized that that's like a fraction, if even, of his videos. Like a lot of them are just straight up let's plays, but like whatever, I'm in too deep at this point. He does like a series where he plays this game called Polybridge, which is like one of those games where you construct a bridge and then they send cards across, and then you're supposed to like, oh, did my bridge work? And that's also interesting to watch because again, he's an engineer, so he knows the actual like physics that goes into the stuff. And then like he'll usually during each episode of his like Polybridge videos, he'll like tinker with a bridge and try and get it like just right, and it'll be like a really long process that he doesn't feel like having just play out in the video, so he'll cut it with a montage of him working on the bridge, but he'll do like his own cover, like an a cappella cover essentially, where he's like doing all the instruments with his mouth, he's singing all the parts, and he does like a different song for each video. And like he's actually had like he did like Sweet Child of Mine for the one video, but he was like I actually couldn't play the song because when I uploaded the video, YouTube flagged my like mouth cover of Sweet Child of Mine.
Frustrating, but also a nice compliment.
Yeah, it's got to feel good that you've done such a good job. Close. But it's also like, come on, shut the fuck up, YouTube. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, seriously.
Like it's so
chill
annoying.
Your ace.
Chill out, jeez.
If you're gonna put an AI in charge of policing, make sure it works real good.
Yeah. Annoying.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lotus says I got an ad for some banking thing for buying houses and stuff. What's with the ads today? I don't know.
We don't get to choose.
We don't choose. We don't also. Yeah, we don't choose.
Twitch watches our material and then they pick the stuff that they think will best pertain to our audience. They're like, these people got money, so
yeah.
Let's send them, financial, like, things to help you with maintain all your wealth, because they know you guys are rich.
Yeah, they're like, hey fellas, why don't you go the block?
Why don't you?
Why don't you? Yeah, that's it. That's what every ad should just be. Is it should just be like words on a screen.
Why don't you?
Hey, why don't you? Hey, the newest movie. Why don't you? Shit, I guess I'll see it. I don't know.
You can't argue with that, you know.
You really can't.
Like I don't have an answer for that, so I guess I'll go purchase a ticket immediately.
I guess I'm on my phone right now. I'm getting the tickets. I'm setting a date. Anyways,
speaking of movies, have you seen anything good lately, Ian?
No.
Yeah, me neither, really.
Yeah.
I was gonna go. I was like excited. I got some like movie. I got a movie gift card and like a white elephant thing, and there was Godzilla in the theaters, and there was Boy in the Heron.
I want to see that. I've heard really good things
and
about
I was
Godzilla.
Like, yeah, me too. And I'm like, we're going. But then we were just like busy with the holidays, and then like in like the week and a half that we weren't able to go, it like left the theaters already. It's like, you know,
wait, Godzilla's already out of theaters?
At least the theaters around me. I don't know about over there, but I'm like, God damn it, I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
So,
is Godzilla a foreign film? Is it made by a out of states company? I wasn't sure if it was like a Paramount release or something.
I think this one was made in Japan.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, but
it's weird because there's like 2 Godzilla related things that are happening right now, and so I got a little lost in the sauce about them. So but I hear they're both like good.
The American Godzilla, which is like the shitty like. I mean, I guess maybe some people like it, but in my opinion, I like the Bryan Cranston one. Well, you know, he was in it for 5 minutes, but
oh no, I'm not even talking about those. I'm talking like there's like a Godzilla TV show that is airing like episodes right now, and then there's Godzilla -1, which is the movie.
Right.
But because there's like 2 Godzilla things that are like releasing at the exact same time, I was like, what? Huh? And they're both supposedly very good. I actually did not like the Godzilla movies. The only thing I enjoyed about them was like the 10 minutes at the end where Godzilla's actually having like a Godzilla fight. I think I've ranted about this on the show before, but Godzilla fighting the monster at the end of the movie was dope as fuck because they actually like sold the scale and made it feel like I was watching a giant monster fight in a city, which was awesome. Especially when Godzilla shot his laser breath down the fucking throat of that other monster. But then the rest of the movie was just like watching Kick-Ass walk around and play military, and then like you'd see like a busted up city, and then you just see like his poor wife like going like, gosh, how do I deal with all these refugees? And then that was the movie for like 95% of the movie. And they also lied about how involved Bryan Cranston was in the movie. They totally lied to us.
I hate when movies do that.
I do too.
Like it. I don't know.
It's a total bait and switch.
Yeah, it seems like a ripoff when they do that. It's like, just be proud of your movie. You don't have to try to trick people into getting in there, please.
I'm sure it's not the people who made the movie who were like that. Although I wouldn't be super proud of the movie if I were. It's weird.
I didn't think the first one was too awful. I've only seen it once, so
it was
but I don't know. I liked it. Was a different way of handling Godzilla, where it was just like everything's filmed like beneath his feet. Basically, as shit's going down, people are running around panicking.
Which is actually
like, really
that was my favorite part about it.
Yeah, I like that part about it. That's kind of what I was getting at. The story itself, I don't remember a detail about it. I just liked the way it was shot, and kind of like the fact that you were kind of watching the pandemonium from the ground for once.
Yeah, like I watched that Godzilla movie, and I watched Pacific Rim, which had also like just released around that time, in like the same week. I don't think Pacific Rim released like. I think we watched it on DVD. Like I'm pretty sure I watched it at a friend's house, but like it had just like come to DVD or whatever. And everyone had been like saying how good Pacific Rim was, and I didn't like it that much.
I thought you liked the first one quite a bit.
Pacific Rim? No, I didn't. I thought it was kind of dumb, and
gotcha. I don't know why I remember that wrong.
especially in comparison to the first Godzilla movie. I thought the Godzilla fights were like super dumb, because like the Godzilla fight, at least, like anytime Godzilla was on screen in the Godzilla movie, as much as I did not enjoy the rest of the movie, whenever Godzilla was doing Godzilla shit, like as you said, it was filmed from like a human perspective, so the scale and the weight of things was always conveyed, I felt, really well. Like when he roars and they're like standing underneath those like those paper lanterns, and the lanterns are like shaking from his roar, was like very effective imagery, I felt like. And then just seeing the fight from like the perspective, like they really nailed his scale and like made him feel like a giant terrifying monster. But then I watched Pacific Rim, and it's like the camera's doing all kinds of flying around, and like it looked like action figures. Like it gave the sense of scale of like somebody playing with action figures. Like all sense of scale was lost for me in that movie. The coolest part of the movie was when they set the nuke off underwater, and like all the water is like, it comes down like 3 seconds later. That was the coolest moment, but the rest of it was like very underwhelming for me.
Fair enough.
I think the coolest thing about Pacific Rim was that at least all of the characters were like designed in a way. Like I'm a big fan of when, and like we talked about this when we watched Bullet Train, but I'm a big fan of when movies treat the human characters like designs. Like instead of like just being like, yeah, you're wearing a shirt and pants, it's like, yeah, you're wearing a shirt, your pants, but your hair is like this way because it's aesthetics, you know? And they had a lot of that going on in Pacific Rim, which is at least cool enough. Like they kind of like, it felt like they were trying to make an anime with live action in Pacific Rim, and I appreciated that. I just thought that the fucking robot fights were like so boring and lame.
That's fair. I liked the first one from what I remember. Okay. It's been a long time since I saw it. Been a long time, been a long time, been a lonely.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I want you to finish.
Oh, okay. Lonely time. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't remember that much, but I remember liking it. I thought it was fun and kind of stupid, but like, I was kind of like, felt like
it was leaning into it.
They knew it too.
Yeah.
But I never saw the sequel. I heard it was bad, but that's but I didn't really have a desire to see it either way.
That's fair.
It's kind of just like, all right, got my fill.
Yeah, you got what you were looking for. Yeah, I would say, okay, so I don't remember too much about Pacific Rim either. I would say Pacific Rim was probably at least more fun to watch when the monsters and robots weren't punching, but then I feel like the Godzilla fight at the end of the first Godzilla movie was so good and was everything I wanted out of it that, kind of it overshadowed Pacific Rim for me. But then the rest of that Godzilla movie is like unwatchable. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. We got a Leviathan Den subscription in the chat here.
What a guy.
37 months. That's
too many months.
A lot of months. That's a full and a 36-month streak. That's 3 years.
Ian, what were you doing 36 months ago right now?
Probably really worried that all my friends and family would die of COVID, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably true.
That's my hilarious answer to that question.
Oh, sorry I asked. Oh, brother.
Oh, jeez, this guy. Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Yeah,
no, we were probably playing Valheim, honestly.
Yeah, it was
around that time.
Yeah, I guess years ago it wouldn't have been Monday, right? It would have been like, if it was 3 years ago, it would have been like a Saturday or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know how the how it stacks up, but yeah.
Says, hello, Brom Draw.
Bmapa.
Lotus Clock says, whatever you boys are drawing today, I'll make an AI draw it just to see how spectacular it's going to fuck it up. Love that. That's a great concept.
Woo. Love it. We should actually say hi.
Says, hello, sorry, I do not have money.
Yeah, I don't have money.
Well, the ads are convinced you do. So you're lying.
Next ad break.
I trust the ads.
Next ad break, the ads are gonna reach out of the screen and then grab you by your ankles and then shake you upside down to see what falls out of your pockets.
If you got shook upside down right now, what would fall out of your pocket?
I actually, nothing. The pants I'm wearing, the pajama pants I'm currently wearing, do not have pockets, which actually was a shock to me when I checked my pockets earlier today, and I was like, "Ah, shit! I thought these had pockets. Where am I gonna put my phone?
Where's my wallet? And where are my pockets?"
Oh my god!
So your pants would just fall off, basically.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, no.
My belly would hang out. I would cry. Don't not put words in my mouth. I will cry. Doesn't take a lot to make me cry.
I also don't have anything in my pockets right now.
Oh shit.
I'm empty. Well, I'm at home. One of the first things I do when I get home is I empty the pockets.
Yeah, me too, actually, because like sitting down with like a bunch of crap in your pockets is uncomfortable. Why am I doing so much detail on this brick wall? What am I doing with my life? Jesus Christ.
All in all.
Just another pigs.
Look at all.
Wait.
Lotus Clock says, Top Guy, yo, what would you do if you were Godzilla in those motion pictures?
I'd probably swim in the ocean. That would be cool. Just like swim in the ocean, but it's like a fucking Olympic-sized pool. Probably do some laps back and forth from.
It's gotta be what he's doing most of the time, right?
Yeah, I have to assume.
When he's not crushing cities, he's swimming about.
He's just going like he's just like. That's fine.
That's what he sounds like underwater.
Yeah.
When he's not mad, when he's living his best life.
Just going.
I think one of Godzilla's. I don't know if we have any people in the chat who are like into the Godzilla lore, but I'm pretty sure like one of his things is that he's just like in constant pain. So he's just like. That's part of why he's just like destroy mode all the time.
Oh, is that from Shin Godzilla, or is that just like general Godzilla lore, like from the original movies?
I thought that was general, but it might be just Shin. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know my Godzilla that well.
I love kaiju movies. Big fan. It's just a shame that it's such like you really get a good kaiju movie once every 15 years, you know? It's just a shame.
Yeah. It's a hard topic to like I think break new ground in.
It is. Sometimes. But when they hit, they hit. I mean, Shin Godzilla is pretty dang good. And again,
Shin
Godzilla?
Shin Godzilla. I was thinking Godzilla -1.
Oh no, but I've heard like across the board, I've heard everyone say Godzilla -1 is great.
Excited to see it.
A lot of people are amazed that like apparently the movie was made for like a budget of like $10 million, and it like apparently it looks great, which is like, you know, there's like what you can't get like a movie without it costing $20 million nowadays, unless it's like a Blumhouse.
Spend $1 billion.
Yeah, so I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing cheaper movies get made.
Oh, totally. I mean, if the standard, and when I say standard, I don't mean like quality, but like if the budget standard went down, you'd get to see more creative and interesting things.
Yeah, because it's less of a risk.
Yeah, the studios aren't going to pay all that money for somebody to make something that is not a sure thing.
Yeah,
that's why you're not going to invest $1 billion to. Oh gosh, I hope we make some money on this, but we also might not.
That's why we get all the remakes and the reboots, is because studios were like, hey, I'm going to put $1 billion into this one movie and hope that it hits every market, and also hope that... Excuse me, oh my gosh. I'm in such a hiccupy mood today. And also, if this...
You gotta eat your food slower, man.
No, I refuse.
No. My New Year's resolution was to eat my food faster.
Yeah, I only got so much time to eat food. I gotta eat it fast.
Takes up too much time in my day.
That's right. So yeah, I hear Godzilla -1 is good. Want to see it. Hey, you know what? You ever have like a names or words that you just sort of like toss around in the back of your head, or you just kind of say it like almost like a vocal stimming sort of thing when you're, I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, one of those things that like I just roll around in the back of my head is the name of Idris Elba's character in Pacific Rim sometimes, because like they gave everyone ridiculous names in that movie, and Idris Elba's name is like such like it does feel like it's the kind of name you come up with when you're just trying to give someone like a cool name. And I'm not complaining, like it's a great name, but it's like certified cool name TM territory, you know what I mean?
I'm all for that. I want more of that.
Yeah, like I said, I like it when characters are designed, you know. I'm tired of like generic bland, oh, this is just another George Clooney.
One of those Clooney movies.
Oh yeah, clean. I'm being haunted by Cloons. But his Revenge of the Cloons, Pacific Cloon. His name is Stacker Pentecost in Pacific Rim.
Oh, that's right.
So that's
you mentioned it a few times, and I understand why. It's a great name.
It's a great name. It's one I just like turn around in my brain a couple times if I'm like, I got nothing else going on in my little fucking bird chirpy brain. Stacker Pentecost.
It's a goodie.
It is a goodie. And it's especially good when it's said by Idris Elba. I mean, like he sells.
It's good when he says anything.
Yes, whatever he's selling, I'm buying.
Can we get some books on tape by Idris Elba?
I bet they have those. I bet if you looked it up right now.
But I want the real thing. I want the pure, the real thing.
Yeah. Brandon, do you think in a world of AI recreations, the genuine thing will become more valuable?
Yeah.
Good discussion. Moving on.
I mean, I think even now, people get, I think like a handmade painting is worth a little bit more than a digital painting, at least like value-wise.
Yeah,
so I think
absolutely.
that will always be true. I mean,
yeah.
you look at certain mediums, and certain mediums are more valuable because they look handmade, and you can see like the brush strokes, or the like if it's like a sculpture or something, you can like clay or wood, you can kind of see like each movement to like create the thing. So I think that will always be a case.
That's true.
In some regard.
It is interesting because
until AI is like smart enough to make its own decision, I mean, it's still also just taking from the well, and while it is getting better and better, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not ignoring the fact that it's getting good, but it also still looks, at least to the current state, even as it gets good and it can do hands and words and shit, it still looks bland. It looks like I can almost see it and know.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have the like, it's not making creative choices. It's just kind of like
regurgitating,
at least at most of the time at its current state. I'm sure it'll get better, but regardless.
Yeah. It's interesting because I wish someone would make one of those like games where it's like, can you tell the AI image from the group or something like that? Because it's like, sometimes I'll scroll through Pinterest looking for inspiration on something. Sometimes I'll have an AI generate ideas and be like, oh, what's the AI thinking? Quote unquote thinking. But whenever I'm on Pinterest, it's interesting because like ever since like the advent of like generational AI, like Pinterest has gotten like a deluge of just AI generated like garbo that's being like thrown on there essentially, and I feel like I can always tell when it's AI generated. Yeah. Even if it's like really good, I feel like I can always just like there's like something about it, like some kind of
something's not there yet.
Yeah, some quality to it.
I'm able to.
And I would be interested in if someone like were to make a quiz and be like, pick the AI generated image out of the bunch. I feel like I would do pretty well.
I think most people would at this point, even if they don't know why they would you just kind of know. Like it's like Uncanny Valley kind of, not necessarily that the stuff's all ugly, but it's got some kind of like
a sheen to it.
Yeah, it's got like some kind of like filter over it, like that just feels like soulless. Like
a smooth Gaussian blur. Like it's like how a lot of people they'll make a drawing and then they'll do like they'll like duplicate the line art layer and then blur that duplicate and then have that like sit on top of things, which does actually add a nice effect to things, but I can always tell when that's like what somebody has done with their drawing, and I feel like there's that sort of similar vibe to the AI driven stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Mad Lad's here.
We got a Mad Lad in the chat.
Fellers.
Hello. Wow. We also we haven't really given everyone who's been in the chat a shout out. We've had Business Father in the chat. We've had Lotus Clock. We've had DrawBomb in the chat. Wow, that's a rare one. Leviathan Den, Belbo Rocket. I think that's everybody. I just felt like we should make sure we shout it out.
It's true.
Everyone who's been here so far.
They deserve the credit for
that's
being
right.
here.
For supporting us at our most boringest. Stacker Pentecost. Anyways,
come on. This isn't our most boringness. We've definitely beat this at least once or twice.
I'm not saying tonight's episode necessarily is the most boring. I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna consume any of our like content, quote unquote, that we put out, I feel like this is this is like the.
You think this is the lowest rung?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
okay.
So.
I don't know what people like. You know, I enjoy myself. And I like an excuse for us to like hang out and draw.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's entertaining. We have the same crew here every time, which I appreciate very much. But yeah, I don't know if they genuinely enjoy it or not. This isn't me fishing for compliments. I've just, you know, Twitch is a weird thing. Like the whole idea of like watching people play games and stuff like that. I really enjoy. I watch friends play games.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not really into watching games on Twitch.
My patience for Twitch only goes so far, you know.
And then I watch like some politics stuff. That's pretty much my Twitch stuff I watch.
Right. Yeah, my patience for Twitch, and like I call this our most boringest because like everything else we put out is like curated to some degree, usually by me. I'm usually editing it.
You're the editor for DrawBomb.
Yeah. So it's like it's interesting that like this is sort of us in our most unfiltered.
We're raw. DrawBomb
raw. DrawBomb raw. We should just change our name, the name of this show to that. Draw Bra. Ooh, that's the first in our product line.
Get all the support the D a little bit on DrawBomb. Raw bomb.
Raw bomb.
Sounds like
a wrestling
kind of. Yeah, it does. There you go. That is true.
Probably because they have WWE Raw or whatever I'm so confused sometimes by the naming conventions that go into wrestling. Like there's like multiple organizations, but then even within wrestling, they'll be like, oh, it's like these two organizations within the WWE, and never the twain shall meet. You know?
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, I don't. I'm not sure why it's divvied up in a certain way. Maybe it's an advertising thing.
Yeah, maybe, or yeah, I don't know. We should ask Matt sometime. He would definitely be able to.
Yeah.
Shed some light.
I mean, yeah. Besides like leagues, leagues. I don't know. I don't know what the benefit is.
Yeah. Like, what's the difference between, like...
It seems like some have bigger budgets than others, but I don't know what, you know, why the line is drawn in the sand.
Yeah, it's
maybe
like...
so that everybody can get their screen time. Because if you had everybody in one, then some guys would just be, like, buried at the bottom. I don't know.
I think I have to assume it's like divisions in like other sports or whatever, and I'm not going to pretend like I know much about sports. Wrestling is probably the sport I know the most about, but you know, here's how I picture it is like if everybody was in the same, I'm just going to call them divisions from now on, then you'd have to be like geared up every single show potentially, because you might go out there and people might expect you to be out there for that show. But if you have the divisions, then people know who's on the roster more closely at least, and also they can kind of host more shows without necessarily having everybody be like in the barrel, you know what I mean?
Sure. I do think the show wrestling would like to make you believe that every wrestler there is waiting in the wings for in case somebody said something mean about them.
Yes.
But or there's like a betrayal, but obviously that's all scripted. So like they're not all there every night, you know.
Yeah, that's just what they call kayfabe.
And then in sports division, a lot has to do either with location, so that like traveling's easier, or it has to do with skill. But I know there's different skill levels in wrestling, but I don't think that's as much of why they're divided. I don't think it's like, hey, you're not good enough at your backflips yet, so you're in this other league.
I wouldn't be surprised though if maybe it's not skill, but maybe it's like popularity. Like the most popular tier of wrestlers get the one division. Location would make sense.
Maybe it's like, okay, so you're a average fan of wrestling. You're probably just gonna watch the big stuff. So here's that tier. If you love wrestling so much that that's not enough for you, here's the next tier with the less popular guys. And if you really love wrestling, you need more. Here's another tier that's even less popular guys. I don't know if that's how it works or.
Yeah, that makes sense in my mind. And maybe they have like a West Coast, East Coast division, something like that, you know.
Maybe.
I'm just noticing now Lotus Clock is asking us to check the
maybe he put the AI thing in.
Yeah, the DrawBomb along.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna quit art.
Wow, these are interesting, all right. So I feel like all right, we're gonna take a quick break from from working on this drawing. We're just gonna take a look at these AI creations.
I'm gonna watch on the actual stream, so I might be a little delayed.
That's okay.
Unless you post it, yeah. Or oh, I see. You can just post it there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got. All right, so they're shooting champagne at the target,
which is
which actually makes maybe a little more sense.
It's sort of more in line with the idea that kind of spawned this idea. Like we were talking about the idea, we were talking about like potentially one idea we had was like Doom, like the first person perspective, but the gun was a champagne bottle and like you were shooting the cork as your weapon. So this is actually closer to that idea, but we decided to kind of go the Doctor Strangelove route in the long run because we did like a first person shooter sort of perspective drawing a bit too recently.
One choice that the AI made here that I like is that the bullets are tied to the back of the champagne bottle, kind of like a just married like can being pulled behind the car. That's a nice touch. Good job, AI.
Uh-huh. The AI is making choices, that's for sure. And it's interesting though, the wick on the bomb turns into like a burnt sunflower, or I don't know what's going on with the wick of that particular. It's interesting that the champagne.
Yeah, it's an interesting wick, but I like that it has a wick.
Yeah, and it's also interesting that the bottle is the only thing with color, and the rest of it's all like black and white. It's like a weird isolation effect. Interesting stuff. So here's result number 2.
I like these characters.
I do actually like that character quite a bit.
It looks like a toy I'd want to own.
Yeah, where's the Funko Pop of that guy, you know? So some things I like about it. I like that the champagne bottle is exploding, but is apparently not breaking. Like somehow the champagne bottle is like straight up just shitting champagne out. So it's like the bottle is still whole, but somehow the liquid is escaping still.
Yeah, I do like that.
We have
that the bomb is like an old timey bomb, but it also has like missiles.
I like the torpedo bomb somehow. It's like a
coyote shit.
Yeah, it's a cool torpedo bomb. I like how the pistol is shooting its own spray of champagne, so it's like a water gun for champagne.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Get blasted! That's a It's Always Sunny reference. And then last but not least, I enjoy how the bandana our little Funko Pop is wearing turns into the rope that is attached to God knows what.
He's gonna hang himself.
Yes.
He's trying to. He's launching. He's ending his life right in this fashion.
That's
kind of
right.
like when they used to put somebody on a horse and then like hang him from a tree or something. That's
right.
what I'm getting here. At the end of his rope.
Quite literally.
Pun intended.
Hey. Mad Lad says he's got a Thanos chin, which, you know what? Yeah, I could see that as. I was thinking of that as teeth, but Thanos chin
is supposed to be teeth, I think. But I like it. Or like, it's like a Thanos or like a whale or something. It kind of.
Yeah, whale. Like, blue whale is also something that came to mind. All right, now let's look at option 3. This one is pretty great.
I like that there's more options. I'm excited to see. All right. Yeah, a lot of good things happening here.
Yeah.
So the bullets are like champagne bottles themselves.
That's clever.
That's cool.
That's clever.
That's clever.
That's the kind of ideation that I like to see AI come up with, because I probably wouldn't have come up with that idea. There's like little tiny bombs getting shot. Yeah, the
bomb head. This is very. If he was purple, that's like it couldn't be more like.
He looks like Baby Juggernaut, you know, from X-Men.
Yeah, because he has like a weird like little like ski mask on.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, a solid piece.
I like the bomb backpack.
The bomb backpack is cool. It's interesting that the bomb's wick is also a bandana, it would seem.
It does seem that way, because that's one thing AI still struggles with, like hands. They're getting better at hands, but like they like to like melt things melt together. Like,
yeah, if
somebody having hair next to anything else, it like winds into whatever the next thing is.
It gets its wires crossed very easily. It likes to like, if it's got like, if you like write tiger in a cage talking to a snake, it's gonna have like cage on the brain, and it's gonna turn the snake into like some sort of cage too, or something like that, you know?
Right. It has trouble separating items.
Yeah.
Mad Lad says Slavic baby cowboy.
Yes.
Yep.
Hey.
Aldi partner.
Google Gaga, it is me, a baby. Chicky Bricky, Google Gaga.
I am a baby, wah wah.
Wah wah, I'm a baby. Hey, get out of here. What are you doing? I'm shooting champagne. You got a problem with that. Before we offend anymore. There's one more.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go.
You know, AI usually comes up with 4 variations. This one actually might be I don't know. It's like each one I like almost more than the last, because this one's teetering into horror.
Oh, good. Oh, it's turning more into a human baby every iteration.
It does, yeah. The bomb backpack is still there.
Yes. The gun is like, it has like a bayonet on it or something.
Yeah.
It's just, the gun's kind of lost in the sauce, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of the bullets are
bottle bullets.
Yeah, the bullets are more or less bottle shaped. We have like one spray paint can bullet, but like the bullets, it seems to be like there's like champagne spilling out of the one bullet. So it's like these are bullets, but instead of like whatever's inside of a bullet, like gunpowder or whatever, you know, these are
champagne.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because like these look like full bullets, not just like the shell casing, and not just like the actual nubbin that is the bullet. This looks like somehow these are getting ejected as full bullets, but are still.
I like the numbers on the bullseye. 1, 2, 5, 3, 2. Bullseye, 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 bullseye.
Yeah, this scoring system makes no sense.
Well, that 5 is really hard to get, you know.
That 5 is hard to get. I just played darts earlier today, and it's not easy. I will say, impeccable job, as with like each picture, impeccable job rendering both the champagne bottle as well as the champagne flowing out of it.
Yeah, that's definitely if the AI succeeded the most at one thing, it's the champagne bottle and the champagne, the liquid.
And I mean, look, the hands, maybe not so much on this particular drawing.
It did better on all the others than this one with hands.
Yeah, the hands on the last one I think were pretty perfectly done. The hands are pretty good on pretty much all of them now that I'm looking. Yeah, they like appropriate number of fingers. Although with some of the more cartoony characters, the AI can't seem to decide whether it wants the hands to have 5 fingers or the cartoonish 4 fingers.
Because it's stealing from multiple cartoons and it's confused.
Yeah. And all the hands holding the gun have 5 fingers, but the other hand would always have like the 3 finger or the 4 finger situation going on. Matt Ladd says this looks like something you would see for a billboard advertising a beer brand. Yes.
Very soon you will.
Yeah. Now that it's out in the ether, someone's gonna snatch that up and be like, "Hey."
Well, I'm just saying I've been starting to see AI in ads now.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
And it's annoying. It's ugly, but I've been seeing it a lot.
I've been seeing AI everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, I put this drawing of this brick on the wrong layer. I'm gonna have to make another one below.
Oh.
Yeah, jeez, oh brother, this guy stinks. I gotta stop saying that. That's the second. That's just also been playing in my head recently. Is I've always got a SpongeBob clip in my head. You know, I'm never without SpongeBob somewhere.
We all do. Everyone our age has the same curse, I think.
We're all sponge pilled, you know.
That's right. Yep, that's right. Sponge pilled.
Sponge and Shrek pilled, you know. So anyways, that was fun. Thank you, Lotus Clock, for posting those.
Yeah, that was a great
that was a fun little detour.
Exercise. I really enjoyed that, actually.
Yeah. We should. I'm gonna try and hurry up this brick wall. We should try and hurry this thing up.
Okay. Yeah. I'll start.
So we can start playing some games. While we do this, what would be some fun games we could play? Like, should we try and do another draw characters from memory? Because I honestly had a blast doing that.
That's always fun.
That is always fun. I feel like it's too soon to do Scyther again.
But we can always break that up.
Yeah. We should come up with more games. I
know. More games.
I think I have a document somewhere of game ideas, but I don't know where that is.
I also want to do more little drop-in puppet things. Like, let's get the robot up and running.
Get the robot going.
Just do it for 15 minutes or 10 minutes for a show, just here and there, stuff like that. I think we should speckle it in to the episodes.
Yeah.
Most episodes, at least once. It doesn't have to be the robot, but just different things.
Yeah.
It could be Critter Cam, it could be the robot, it could be new things, just quick little toys.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
I still have to edit DrawBomb tonight. We still gotta record a couple more things for that. One issue I actually found with I'm gonna blow my nose real quick. 1 sec.
Sure.
One issue I found with our recording of DrawBomb tonight is I may have to re-record your puppets. Like I'll probably edit things.
Weren't working.
No. The mouse were just not working for the DJs. That's going to be a whole thing. Okay. Trying to salvage that. But your puppets seem to come in way, and it might have been because of your internet connection at the time. But the puppets are noticeably lower resolution for all the sketches, except for the Cliff Knightley ones.
It was because we talked about this. I was doing them at the wrong resolution.
Yeah, but I feel like they showed up even more wonky. Like I feel like we had figured out something that kind of worked, but somehow in the recording they got even more grainy or something. I don't know. So I gotta figure something out with that.
Tweak things. I can redraw stuff if I have to.
Yeah, I almost want to I want to figure out if we can upscale the puppets somehow without us having to redraw them at a higher resolution, because God, kill me.
That sounds terrible. That's literally my least. At least all your stuff's good. It's just me that would have to do it.
Yeah. But also I have the free time where I would be willing to sit down and just trace over your shit, put them in a higher resolution at some point. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I gotta edit things together into a coherent sort of kind of do what we do for the other Dr. Catastrophe and things like that. I gotta edit them into a nice cohesive tight package before I can do any of that. And at least we have the recordings, so I should be able to just like then take the puppets and just like, you know, screen record them again, and I can just like drop them in, and that'll be problem solved with that. But it's like a whole thing. There's going to be a lot of work that's got to go into DrawBomb Tonight episode 1 for it to come
we can
back,
keep playing around and then dig out what works, and we don't have to use it all if it didn't work. You know, we're figuring it out at this point.
Yeah, that was like a test.
So don't feel like you have to use every thing we've done.
Yeah,
if it's not usable, we'll make more.
If it's funny, I'm gonna use it, and I'll figure out the visuals from there. That's my plan.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because I feel like we did some funny stuff during that recording session.
Yeah, I mean, I had fun doing it too, so that's good. But you know, some of the stuff can just live on the stream, and some of the stuff can be repurposed for more content. Content
for the machine. Just real quick, I just want to say, babies, explosives, and alcohol is a perfect trio, says Mad Lad. Lotus Clock says, I've seen an ad for a furniture store that was made with AI, but this advertiser was fully leaned into the joke, and it makes the whole thing funny, as terrible as it looks. Yeah, if you're calling it out, like, AI is like a weird topic because it's definitely there for the corporate class to like cut humans out of the jobs, and like basically like take the humanity out of art, which I'm sure tech bros have been wanting to do for a very long time, because artists, if anyone's ever gonna like speak truth to power, it's gonna be the artists. So if you can AI them out of existence, like, hey, problem solved.
Right.
But also, you know, a lot of companies are like trying to trim the fat, and if they can do that by cutting jobs, and replace them with AI, they'll do that because they're going to do that long before they ever take a pay cut for the CEOs. And there's like, you know, all the stealing is terrible and all that. There's a lot going on with the whole AI debate, but it's very frustrating when I see it like being used just whole hog just to like replace it. Like you can tell when somebody took the AI and just like slapped it on something and was like, there, that's my ad, put it on YouTube, you know, or something like that. It's very disheartening to see. But anyways, I have nothing to add to that.
Yeah, no, I think you about covered it.
As
always, you get what you pay for. I mean, previous to AI, you could go to Fiverr and spend $5.
True.
For some poor artist, and your stuff wouldn't be as good as if you're willing to spend more. And I think, at least for now, I mean, I'm sure it'll just keep getting better. But like for now, AI is definitely a visibly cheaper option. So you kind of have to take the good with the bad, or whatever. For the people that are trying to like just save money, which I think is going to be the biggest use for it, versus you know, like trying to silence artists. I think the main thing will just be like, oh, we get richer. Okay, do that then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
the reason for almost everything.
I'm not saying that the intended like choice for everybody is like, oh, we're going to silence the artists. It's just that taking like,
no, I know that.
But you know,
I know it's not the main thing. I just that's part of it. I agree with you.
It's like a knock-on effect of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely going to be used to cut corners. It is interesting because like I could swear I've seen instances of AI cannibalizing on like other AI. So it's because like
totally it'll happen more and more.
Yeah, all of the spaces that allow you to like upload art, I'm just seeing like AI posted everywhere, and you know, with that, like no one's going through and like marking everything as like don't pull data from this. So I'm sure like as the internet gets more and more inundated with AI, they're gonna have like I wouldn't be surprised if like tags are made for AI created stuff, so that the AI like scrapers essentially know not to scrape the AI generated stuff at least. But then that also means like, hey, we can find what's the AI now with a tag, or I don't know. It's a hard future to predict.
Because if it just keeps scraping from itself, it'll like turn into like an inbred type thing where it just gets further and further away from resembling anything.
It's like when you take It's like when you take a JPEG and then you save it as a JPEG, and then you take that JPEG and you save it as a JPEG, and you do that like 100 times over, and eventually you just have like a bunch of colored blocks, you know? It just gets compressed to oblivion. That's like sort of like, I could see that being something that they have to like at least figure out, like in the troubleshooting phase of the future of generative tech, aka stealing.
It's a weird time for all that. I have a buddy who's a graphic designer, full time, and he every year his company sends him to the Adobe, like they have like a big conference in like LA or California somewhere or something, and they were like basically doing this big presentation, and they were going over like their numbers of how much AI is being used now, and they're like, in this year we had over this million like amount of AI images produced, and like the crowd is just silent because it's all designers.
Yeah.
And they're just like, and they're like, you're allowed to clap for that.
We're not gonna.
The audience is just like, what? How are you so out of touch? Like,
yeah,
this is our jobs, right? You understand?
You're literally stealing from us to replace us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're taking our work and replacing us with it.
So yeah, it's an interesting. What a time to be alive. Even the voices you hear aren't real people, and you know, it felt so harmless back in the days of, it is me, I am Strawberry Clock, beep 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 beep. You know,
who knew? We were part of the problem.
We were part of the problem. This is a test for Speakonia.
I didn't know you were Speakonia, Sam.
Oh, how did you know? How did you know I was Microsoft Sam?
Oh yeah, that was it.
So yeah, it's an interesting. What a time to go into the creative field.
Yeah, seriously, and also just like what a weird like. I feel like when life, you know, life's hard. It's always been hard. Things are always bad, you know, but art is always kind of like the safe haven. It's kind of like a weird time for that too. It's like, no, not anymore.
Yep. Not anymore.
We're taking that too.
Yeah. We did it. We solved art. What's interesting is, okay, so like I have like this weird fascination. So sometimes if I see on like Instagram or some other art website, I've done this a couple of times, and it's the results have been mixed. So this isn't like how the solution or how it always turns out. But what's been interesting is I'll go to like a website like Instagram or like DeviantArt or whatever, and I'll see that like somebody's posted something that's like clearly AI generated, and sometimes they won't even tag it. But I know. Don't tell me that those 4 images you posted on the same day of the exact same thing, just slightly different, aren't AI generated, because I know. And also, yeah, they do that. And so what's interesting is, so like, you know, if you're an artist on the internet and you post images, you know, maybe you'll get a view, maybe someone will like it or comment it or add it to their favorites or whatever that website's like meta is. But you know, if you do enough of it over time, you will eventually like build up people who recognize your stuff and are like, hey, I like this thing, I'm interested, I'm gonna follow this person and comment, and you know, you like people who are in our chat right now, essentially, the people who support.
On top of that, when it works, you sell work from that. Like I think that's the big incentive for most people. Yes.
So what's interesting is I'll check these profiles on like the Instagrams, the art websites, whatever, and I'll go through like, first of all, I'll see like how many images they're posting like over the course of like a month. It's a lot, obviously, because they don't have to take any time at all to make them. But then I'll also pay attention to like how many comments, how many follows, how many people are just engaging with these things. And what I'm finding is very interesting is that like the things that are made by people, if these sites, if the sites being so inundated with like AI generated imagery hasn't turned people away already, like the people who are still on the sites do like comment still and like say nice things and like engage with the stuff made by people. Whereas what I've seen is that in the stuff that's clearly AI generated, those get like no comments. They get like no followers. They get like no likes. They get like they do get some engagement. Like I'd be lying if I, and like this isn't necessarily the case for every single one. Some get engagement and some people get fooled. But for the most part, what I've seen in a lot of cases is that like the clearly like AI accounts of people just like posting the regurgitated imagery, they get like nothing a lot of the time, which is interesting. And it kind of makes sense because it's like if you see somebody who put their blood, sweat, and tears into making something, and then they post it, you might want to say like good job, you know, because like clearly somebody worked on this and worked hard. But if it's like, you know, a computer spit it out in like 5 seconds, like what are you gonna engage with? Like
you're gonna tell the computer good job.
You're gonna tell the computer good job, you did a great job. You
computed the hell out of that.
Yeah, or you could just like make your own at this point because you also have access to the same tools that guy did. So you could also and so it's interesting. And I've even seen a couple of cases. Again, this is not the case with every account. I wish it kind of was, but because it's just annoying. Just seeing people like post like just like spam these websites with like, you know, AI vomit. And I say this as a person who has used AI like for purposes. Like I used AI last night to like come up with some like concept sketches or concept like ideas that like we were kind of like tonally. I was like, what if the tone was this? And then but anyways, what I've also noticed is that some of these accounts that will post these like just like AI regurgitations like constantly over and over, when they get none of the engagement, what I've noticed is that they, on some occasions, the account will give up, which is the person will spam the website for like 3 months with AI shit every day, multiple times a day, get none of that engagement, get none of those comments, because people know like, oh, this is AI generated robotry, and then the person won't get what they were hoping for, which is kind of like the accolades or maybe even like the commission work or something, whatever they were searching for from posting all this shit to the website. They won't get the engagement. And so I've seen a couple of these be like, they just stop posting after like a few months, which is just interesting because it's like, it's not an unforeseen sort of like outcome of that, but it's like, I do have to wonder, sometimes people are just posting the AI stuff. Like Lotus Clock posted those AI drawings in our DrawBomb along, not because they're like, look at this thing I made, but because it's like, isn't this goofy, you know, which is kind of
fascinating.
It is, it's very fascinating. But like, I don't know what the accounts that are just posting AI stuff, I don't know what they're searching for.
Well, it's people who, you know, my theory is those are people who want to be artists but aren't willing to learn, and so they like see, you know, like I think everybody has a drive to create, and part of that is the reaction to what you've created. It's fun to like put something into the world and just like
see people go like,
whoa, good or bad, see how people react to it. And I think a lot of people want to do that. And like, I mean, like you, I bet, okay, I guess you actually are a musician, but like as somebody who's not musically talented at all, I often like think about like how fun it would be to be like in a band. Cause like, I just like obviously being on the stage and like putting on a show that people are enjoying would be awesome. And so I think somebody with AI art is like, I can be an artist now, finally. But they're not willing to learn to play the guitar. They're not willing to learn how to paint or draw.
Right.
And so they're like, I can make something now, and people will, you know, that's kind of what I think some of it is. But then again, that's just, I think, a small section. I think a big chunk of it is just people who are going to try to sell it.
Yeah. I've definitely seen people.
I see like, a lot of engagement on AI art on Facebook.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but I'll just get like random there's a lot more like suggested posts now on Facebook than there ever used to be. I don't know why I'm still on Facebook. I guess for like talk to my mom.
I guess.
I don't know. It's like weird family stuff. I don't know. I don't really use it. I don't post hardly ever. I just kind of there for like some family interaction, I guess. But a lot of the like suggested posts are like AI art, and then because it's Facebook, which is filled with old people, they don't know, and they're all just like,
my grandson's so talented.
Hundreds of comments. Well, it's not like people being like, I made this. It's like,
right,
here's a picture of a guy who sculpted a tree to look like his father, and it's like the trunk is like perfectly like a man's face, and the guy's standing next to it with a chainsaw, and it's obviously AI art, but people think it's real, and they're like, wow, he's so talented.
AI disinformation and misinformation is obviously the big, like, of all of the complaints about AI, that's probably my biggest one, is it's like misinformation is so much easier to...
There needs to be some regulation on that away.
But yeah, because here's the thing, like, as much as I want to believe that's a lot of people who are like, I want to be an artist, but I don't want to put it into work, like, I don't think that's what it is. Like, I feel like that's hopeful thinking as an artist, that, like, you know, you have, like, it's kind of like the perfect foil, you know, is like the guy who wishes he could draw, but he can't, so he became
it feels good to
it's like
this person that's so sad that they're not you.
It's like, I guess it's like, what are you, Batman, and he's the Joker? Like, come on. I'm like, I don't think that's the case for a lot of people.
Well, then why would they spend all their time posting on like deviant art with AI?
I don't know.
Can you like maybe like I think the Facebook ones are done so that they can then funnel you towards advertising.
Yes. To be fair, I think it is some of the people, because I have seen like some of those AI generated artworks with like a Patreon link, and I'm like, who's gonna Patreon you to like just download? They'll just download Stable Diffusion themselves and like make the shit. Like, they don't need you. It's like, my prompts, my precious prompt. I don't know. Fuck it. Like, there is definitely a subset of people where that is what like their drive is. But I do feel like saying that that's the majority or everybody is like artist.
No, I was definitely not saying it's the majority. No, I'm just thinking in that bubble of an art website where people are posting AI art, hoping for engagement. That's where I was going with that. I don't think that's the majority of people doing AI art.
I think it is mostly like a monetary. It's like how, especially with the stuff that's like so obviously AI, it's like how when like a bank tries, or not a bank, when like a scammer tries to get into your bank account, they don't do it by like being clever. They do it by being dumb, because they're looking for like the dumbest fish, essentially, to like if you could put a lot of work into a really clever scam to maybe like potentially scam people, and you might get like 1 out of every 10 smart people, but then like maybe they'll figure it out eventually. But if you do a really dumb scam and somebody falls for it, like, your job's easy then. And that's why a lot of scammers, like, their scam is super obvious, is because they're not looking for like to trick like somebody who's like in the know. They're looking for the person who's like
Danny Ocean.
Yeah, they're looking for the person who doesn't know any better, and that's like an easier mark than like somebody who is in the know.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think that's what they're probably doing with AI, like in terms of like the AI to my Patreon pipeline, is they're trying to be like, hey, we're look at this. Don't you think this is great? And then like somebody who doesn't know, like if I were to talk to my parents still barely know that like AI generated imagery is a thing. Like, I talked to them about it too, and I've shown them. Yeah. But they still don't know, like, to the extent that like AI generated imagery has like progressed in like the last year even. And
yeah, it would fool the average adult, I think.
Yeah. Like, I remember when it was Christmas and I visited my family last year, and it was like, so it was December of 2022, and I told them about ChatGPT, and I showed them, and at that point ChatGPT was like fresh, and I was like, isn't this crazy that they can do this with like this? Like, I that's when I had it like generate the explain nuclear fusion like you're a California surfer, bro, which did give me that banger of like it's like riding the ultimate wave, dude. Like, great. It's great writing.
It's great writing. Good
and job. it was interesting to yeah, good job, computer. Okay, computer. But yeah, so it was like that was like when that was fresh, and it's like people are like, I talked to those same people because like we visited the same family, go figure, this Christmas. And then like the one cousin brought up like, hey, remember when you showed us ChatGPT? Like that shit really blew up since you talked to us about it. And it's like I wasn't necessarily on the cutting edge of ChatGPT. We're just like a bit more technologically.
Yeah, it had already blown up. It's just you hadn't heard about it yet.
Yeah. Especially if you're like they're interested in sports. Like that side of the family is like when we were hanging out this Christmas. It was sports. Sports was on the TV. All they talked about was sports. Sports. Spork. They like sports. And, you know, me, I don't give a shit except for wrestling, apparently. So it's like, obviously we're going to run in different circles of knowledge. And so it's like, they have less of an impetus to know about AI-generated imagery, AI-generated text, this or that. Because, you know, it's just not something that they're like, like when an AI image is going to like pop up on their Facebook feed, like they haven't seen thousands and thousands of AI generated imagery or just even like human generated imagery to be like, wow, look at this crazy tree. So, you know, it's interesting.
Looks just like his dad's face. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Damn, what a talented chainsaw.
It's not in their, you know, it's not in their world at all. It's like,
yeah, they haven't. It's not in their lexicon yet. Sorry,
a lot of chat.
There is a lot of chat. I'm gonna try and catch up on some of this chat. So that AI thing really took us off on a tangent. Who could have guessed that we'd want to talk about like one of the most pressing issues of like the modern day. For everybody, like it's not just our. We're just the first bastion. Anyways, we finally signed on the house as Leviathan Den. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Congratulations, amazing. Pop a bottle of champagne. Woo! Just like this picture.
Did you know? I read a thing somewhere, and it's probably fake. Because again, you didn't have to have AI to misinform people. It's just made it easier. But
people could do it too.
What? I did read I'm gonna verify this with Bing AI. But I read somewhere that popped champagne corks kill more people than shark attacks do on a yearly basis.
Okay, so I believe that. I don't know about killing people. Maybe.
I've asked Bing. Let's see
I believe
what it says.
It blinds people that much, or injuries. Yeah, I bet you more people get injured by corks than they do by sharks. And they may get more killed. The reason I work in a place where I have to open champagne regularly, okay? And when you do something enough times, you see it go wrong. You see things, if you only open one bottle of champagne a year, it's probably gone to plan most of the time. But occasionally the cork takes off before you even like touch it. You like take the cage off. So it has a little cage that's like wired on. You take that off, and you should have to pull the cork out, but sometimes the cork just goes.
Yeah.
So we're trained to not that it's like some difficult thing. I'm not trying to talk myself up, but I'm just saying because I've seen it so many times. We're trained to cover the cork. You make sure it's aimed away from people. All this stuff. I don't know how many times I've been at a party since I've known what I know and seen how they sometimes just go off and seen somebody opening a bottle, aiming it at their face, and I'm just get that away from your face. It's like the equivalent of aiming a gun at your head, that you're holding.
You want to hear?
You're going to lose an eye. You will do that. Don't aim it at your face.
Do you want to hear? So look,
give me those numbers.
So this is according. And this is Bing AI, and the reason I like Bing AI over ChatGPT is that Bing AI is more up to date, but they also cite their sources. So but it's not great at citing their sources. I've had it say, "Hey, I got this information from this website," and then when I click the link, it's a completely unrelated topic. So, but they at least in some sense, you can click on some data, and it will have a number next to it. If you click that number, it will take you to a website that supposedly backs up that data. So, but you still have to verify. So okay. I'm not going to do that this time. So we're just going to go with it. But
that's fine.
According to Bing AI, according to a study by the French National Institute of Health and Medical Research, an estimated 24 people die each year in France from accidents involving champagne corks. And then I asked it how many fatalities a year from sharks. 57 confirmed unprovoked attacks from sharks in 2022, resulting in 9 fatalities. So worldwide, there were 9 fatalities by sharks in 2022. And according to this other thing, 24 people in France alone died by champagne corks.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go.
So,
Danger. Don't aim them at your face.
Yeah.
I don't know why people do it.
Cover it with a napkin or a tablecloth, and then twist.
Yeah, or just aim it away from your head at the very least.
So yeah, when you're drinking that Veuve Clicquot, be very careful. So yeah, that's something interesting to consider. Is apparently according to Bing, more people died from corks than sharks.
I'm surprised. I wonder where it has to hit you to be. Where was the kill shot?
Probably maybe the bridge of your nose, like you know how people talk about like the palm bridge, you can shoot your nose bone into your brain. Maybe something like that. I wouldn't
imagine a cork would have enough force to do that.
Maybe it's like the cork. Maybe it's like a Three Stooges thing, where like the cork shoots around the room and then hits like a vase that falls on the person's head and that kills them.
I like that idea. That's what I'm gonna believe is canon.
Yeah, just a Rube Goldberg cork death.
That's the only reason I doubt it. I guarantee somebody gets injured by a cork like every other day. I just was surprised about the death part.
Maybe it gets lodged in their throat and they choke.
Probably, yeah. I think you got it.
Maybe each time it's hit like the soft spot of somebody's head that hasn't fully formed. Yeah.
They're always aiming it at a baby?
Yes.
So you're trying to say?
I don't know, man. Let's move on.
Okay.
Congratulations on the House Leviathan Den. Liz Clark says...
with your champagne.
Yes, be very careful with the champagne. Lowe's Clock says they miss Cliff Knightley. Hey, as long as Brandon's not sick of playing him.
I like that. I don't get killed by a cork. I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, I like Cliff Knightley. I think he's a fun character with like a lot of. I think you play him well. Will DrawBomb tonight be one of those things that once you get it set up for the first time, it's easier to make more on top of that? Yes and no, but mostly yes. But also no, because we do intend to like expand the repertoire and like roster of sketches, but also we have to just like figure out a time when we're free, and that's never gonna get easier unless like somehow monetarily.
The more we implement it, the more we can just do it during this show occasionally, pop in and out. The more it's all rigged up, the easier it will be. I do think like overall, the more we do it, definitely the more easier it will be. But
in some aspects, no.
Stuff that goes into it.
Yeah. Bell Rocca says AI is a thing that should be feared and respected, like guns. Yeah, I think that's a fair way of putting it. It's a tool, like any tool. You can use a hammer to hammer a nail. You can use a hammer to murder somebody. Like, you know, you can use a knife to cut food. That knife stab.
No, I didn't know. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I'm quoting
these things in my house. I didn't know they were so dangerous. I know. I know what you're quoting.
Okay. Lizeze says it's a good day, sign on our house, having a cocktail with Den and watching DrawBomb. Hell yeah. Just, you know, again.
What are you guys having?
Yeah. Tell the chat what you are getting imbibed.
Not that dangerous champagne.
Yes. The deadly champagne.
I'd rather you be drinking shark juice because it's safer.
Yeah. Mad Lad says, do you not have phones? Which I think you're quoting that Blizzard guy when they announced Diablo Immortal. That is a man. That quote. It's a classic quote of like, I don't, especially with the way Blizzard has gone. It's I don't know. It's
down
very.
The drain?
It feels indicative. Is the best way I can describe that quote. I don't want to like read too much into it. Like it just felt very indicative. Bobby Kodak's gone. We'll have to see if that changes anything. But from all
I'm
the
sure he'll lead a miserable life now with all his millions and millions of dollars.
That poor man. He'll have to cry into his pile of money. He'll probably run for office. He'll probably buy a sports team. Anyways. But yeah, I did read a bunch of like Well, I didn't read them. I watched a video where somebody else read all of like the developers.
I read it for you.
Yes. They have that on YouTube. You can have they have like a feature that I had work exactly once.
It's on YouTube.
That's on YouTube. They have a feature where if you have, like, I had a free trial of YouTube Premium, so they were like, hey, do you want to try out some of these new features? You can play games on YouTube. I guess YouTube's adding games, but only if you're a Prime member at the moment. Of course, Netflix is getting into the game market too.
I heard that.
It's almost like games is like the most, like, the largest entertainment thing because of all the money that goes into it. It's a
shame video games aren't art, though.
It's a shame. Except for Elden Ring, that game is art. Anyways. But yeah, you can have like an AI, or like YouTube Premium has a feature, and I'm sure I think like in YouTube Premium you get like beta features that they then eventually will roll out to the site if the beta goes well or whatever. But I had a 3-month trial run of YouTube Premium, which I miss very much because I hate getting ads. It's so bad. But anyways, it was like this feature where it was like, hey, we'll have an AI summarize the comment section for you. And it never worked when my premium like trial was happening, except it worked once like a week ago, and I haven't seen it again. So I feel like YouTube forgot for a moment that I'm not on premium anymore, and then they remembered and they fixed the glitch. That's also
it's
a
just
quote.
One guy in like an office.
Yeah.
All right, put him through. Oh wait, shit.
They fixed the glitch.
All right.
What am I quoting there?
Office Space.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so but like the thing is, so like it'll have an AI take like several like generalized like sections of comments, or like it'll just like take like the for me it was like it took the top 3 prevailing sentiments of Red Letter Media video, actually is what it was, and they like had like a little blurb saying like, people think Rich is hilarious, people think Macaulay Culkin, it was great to see Macaulay Culkin in this video, people think, and I was, so I was like, that's interesting. I didn't really need an AI to tell me what I'll find out by reading 3 I don't know, maybe from other like more discussion heavy comment sections. These people are saying slurs, Right. I don't know.
Yeah, find those people and delete them.
Yeah. Belba Rocket says it's the upgraded version of posting a picture with a paint filter and claiming it's your art. That is a thing that people do. Like, you put the Photoshop filter over it. Face boomer. That should be, if that's not like a colloquialism that people use, it should be. Lotus Clock says the background of your picture should be a night sky lit up with fireworks. Oh man.
I don't think so. That's a great idea, but that would take the rest of the show.
No, just no. Can you repeat what you were saying for the last minute or so? You guys got interrupted by an ad for makeup products. Oh no.
We were talking about makeup, so you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, how did they? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, you didn't take my night sky suggestion. Yeah, we were just talking about AI for like probably that period of time. That's when I remember coloring this stuff in. They are deafened by the winds of talk on Conversation Street. Then Leviathan Dead said Clicquot, which is a type of champagne. I think we're getting to the champagne discussion. We're catching up. Jaws really gave sharks a bad rap. That is correct. Jaws did increase people's fear of sharks and increased the amount of shark killings that happened. Which I think
Jaws, the sharks got the idea from the movie.
That's right.
They were like, we can just eat those people?
Holy shit! Oh, yeah. I thought they were seals. How many people die a year from exploding lava lamps? That is actually a great question. Let's ask the Bing AI. Let's again.
While you're looking that up, I am going to read the rest of.
Please do.
He says, please and thanks. He says, you may not remember, but you may not remember, but your parents, yourself, and Xenoots bought me a lava lamp for my 9th birthday. That thing absolutely blew up, but no one was harmed. No one was home.
Wow.
You guys sent him a bomb. You shot molten lava around his house.
And we all went, damn, it didn't work. So wait, was it
people with your lava lamps? He mailed me a lava lamp for Christmas too, but I left it on the curb. I'm not falling for that.
He didn't like the timer that was attached to it, like the counting clock.
It was a clock. It was ticking down.
Yeah.
Really fast.
A man named Phil Quinn from Kent, Washington, died in 2004 due to an exploding lava lamp. That's very unfortunate. That sucks. Lava lamps are generally considered benign. They can be harmful if used in unconventional ways. I think also, like, was the lava lamp on and plugged in? Like, plugged in, it should be fine, but was it on when you guys were not home? Because that shouldn't be. I'm just going to say right now, if the lava lamp was on and nobody was home, don't do that. That thing still heats up.
It's wax, yeah.
Is that what it is? I've always wondered.
Yeah, it's wax. I think some of it's wax and some of it's something else, right?
It says carob.
It's like separate. I don't know what carob is.
I've always heard it in a food context.
He was a kid.
That is, I mean, yeah, that is gonna do it. But that'll do it though.
Also, it was inside the oven.
Yeah.
We didn't know. It didn't say in the directions not to put it in the oven.
Yeah. Carob is a
the
brown.
whole room was covered in lava.
Wow. Carob is a brown floury powder extracted from the carob bean, which is used as a substitute for chocolate. So lava lamps are actually just chocolate wax.
If you take off the top of a lava lamp, it's like a bottle cap on a lot of them.
That's true. Yeah, I've seen that.
You know, so you just pop that off, suck it back.
Honestly, it sounds like you can drink them.
Just wax and chocolate. That's edible. Everybody eats wax.
I mean, wax is edible technically. I mean, a lot of like edible things are.
I agree.
Wax is.
You eat a candle on stream.
Look, all I'm saying is, if I were to eat a candle, it wouldn't kill me, and I wouldn't like. Maybe I'd have some weird poops, but it would not be a dangerous situation. Our lava lamps.
Poops would smell like
drinkable.
lavender or like Christmas cookie or some whatever you know, Yankee candle choice you make.
Lava lamps are not drinkable. They are decorative lamps that contain a mixture of oil and wax. Causes the wax to melt. So here's the thing. Oil and wax. You can drink oil. You probably shouldn't. It's not good for your heart.
Not all oil. Not all oil. Some oils are not drinkable.
Name one aside from the kind that goes in your car.
I don't want to.
Okay. Bartenders have created a cocktail called the Lava Lamp Cocktail, which is made with gelatin, vodka, apple schnapps, apple juice, and peach schnapps. I actually want to drink that. That sounds great. Oh my god.
Wife and Den just dropped
oh my
a bunch of subs.
I thought you made that.
A bunch of subs. No, I didn't. We got. Wow, what a guy. He's just handing them out.
Yeesh.
Look at all these folks.
Thank you for all these
to consume our content.
Yes.
Uninterrupted now.
Content.
Wow. You don't see. Do you see ads if you're subscribed? I don't think so, right?
If you're subscribed, you do not get ads. That is correct.
We just cursed Lotus Clock. He won't be able to tell us the ads that he sees anymore.
Oh no. Wow. That was Lotus's favorite thing to do.
I know.
Lazeze says,
and Den, we appreciate you.
Yeah, we really do appreciate that. Thank you for the subscription. That's 6 subscriptions in one day. If anything, that's like a hype train right there.
Yeah, that's the most we got in a year.
That's true. Did you see that Like a Fox sketch for? Did you see it? I don't think. I think it was posted as a short, not as like a horizontal format. But Like a Fox, you know the guy. He's a sketch comedy guy on YouTube for the audience. But he posted a short, which I think is just like a re-upload, but in the vertical format of one of his older sketches, where it's like 3 guys standing in the office like after the New Year's, and the guy's like, "I haven't eaten all year. Ha 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 ha. I haven't gone to the bathroom or whatever all year. Ha ha ha." And the third guy's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen my wife in a year." And they're like, What? And that's the sketch. That's very funny. Lizeze says that
Lotus Clocks. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, Lizeze said, I've never had a lava lamp. I feel like I'm missing out. They're pretty cool. Honestly, if I were in the market,
I want one now.
I do kind of want. I like lava lamps. Okay, they're totally my aesthetic. I'm that guy. Get me a lava lamp and a beanbag.
Don't put it in the oven.
Don't put it in the oven. Turn it off when you're done. I actually think lava lamps are very cool.
DrawBomb colored lava lamp. Put it back there.
Oh, that'd be sick, man.
I honestly like thought it'd be cool. It's a little out of my budget at the moment, but I was looking into like getting like a custom like neon DrawBomb guy put on the wall.
That'd be so cool. It'd be so cool to have a set.
Yeah. I at least have like my own space now. This is pretty nice. I have this whole room to do like all my. I have my computer in here and my art stuff, and I can set up all my streaming shit. And I don't know. That's nice.
That is pretty nice.
I've never had my own space, like fully mine. It's fun.
This is. I mean, this is my room. So it's
sure.
technically my own space. But it's not my space.
Idea, yeah.
It's my parents' space. I didn't choose these paint colors, you know.
Who's your top 10 friends in your space?
Me. Am I in the Golden Girls?
You
can't.
I MySpace joke.
I pointed at their. Oh shit, Tom.
Oh god, don't you just hit your friend in the face.
I smack him around. He likes it like that.
Lotus Fox says, "I can spam the screaming Brandon now." Yep,
that's
lucky
true. You can. Yeah,
it's a great emote. I go to other people's chats and I use it a lot, where it has no context and nobody knows what it's for.
That's right.
Watching Twitch.
So I'm almost caught up on the chat.
We should add more emotes.
We should add more emotes. We should add. There's so much we should do. There's so much we should do for this stream.
I know.
And it's just like
I want to do more. I just don't know what things are priority, I guess.
I guess it's a matter of priority. Like, I've been prioritizing the YouTube videos.
Wow.
Oh my god. Why are you doing this to us? Oh no.
Oh my gosh. You people are too nice.
How could you do this to us?
Thank you so much.
Everyone donate. It's a hype train. Donate if you donate a single bit, you get a special emo. Woo woo woo! That's a penny.
Wow.
Mantra Big. Hey, Mantra Big.
Thank you, Lizeze.
Yes, thank you.
We love you. Appreciate it.
I guess we have to add an emote now, don't we?
Wow. We should do emotes regardless. It's an easy thing to add more of. And we have like in the beginning we were like, oh, we finally got another emote slot. Now there's like 8 available slots that we just haven't used, so we should get in there.
Oy. Yeah, we should. I'm just gonna try and shotgun this chat, try and get caught up on it. Those AI images just got a lot more dark with the soft babies and the champagne. That's true. If you're aiming your champagne bottles at babies,
maybe it's illegal.
It's illegal. I think that's what those AI images. That's what they were trying to like.
Wow.
Reference in those AI images.
Wow. Oh my god. The all-time record has been shattered.
Wow.
Lizeze subscribed as well. Oh my god.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Do lava lamps actually contain lava? I thought they were called that because the effect looks like lava from a distance.
Nope. It's scooped right out of the core of the earth. They're very expensive for that reason.
That's right, yeah. You gotta wait till I don't know how to say that one volcano in Hawaii. And in Finland or Sweden or wherever that other one is. I don't know how to say that one.
Just say it, bro.
Blah, 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 bork, bork. No, you gotta wait for them to erupt before you can make a lava lamp. That's why they're so expensive. I think they're like $20 for a lava lamp, honestly, and they come in cool colors.
They're not expensive.
I would totally like deck my shit out with lava lamps. In all honesty, I think they're a lot of fun. Although I got my friend
thinking about it before this stream where we started discussing lava lamp.
Oh, true. Were you?
I said I was thinking about it. Like, doesn't mean you knew about it. But yeah, I had been.
I think you're lying.
Considering getting. I'm not.
Let's see. I just want to.
I had been contemplating a lava lamp.
A lava lamp. Coming soon. Top Kaio takes a huge shit in 3D. I mean, that's
always in 3D, right?
Yeah. Yes. Just coming at the screen.
Do you ever poop in 2D?
If I'm like feeling particularly diarrhea-ish that day, you could say.
It's more 3D. I don't know.
There's not as much volume. You know, I feel like the volume is really. Anyways,
good point.
Bell Baraka says there just seems something kind of dangerous about them besides being called lava lamps. Maybe because they get so fucking hot. Yeah, I bet you though they've over like when did lava lamps first come out? Like the 70s? I'm sure like since the 70s or whenever they were invented. I'm sure they've got that shit down to a science now where they're like, this lava lamp doesn't go over 10 degrees Celsius, Kelvin. I don't know.
I bet they've barely changed, to be honest.
The arms race for lava lamps has been fast and it has been furious.
Yeah, there's a lot of they're trying to build on that technology every day, but
they've been working hard at it. I just bet you like as like LED technology has improved, I'm sure like they've got at least some kind of sensor in the lava lamp. Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
What are you doing to us? Now we have to make like a decent show. Like,
all those subs went to people I don't know if they're lurking or if they're like now it's just looking for other users on Twitch because I've never even heard of these people.
I feel like these are people who popped in and said, "Nah, I'm all good," and then they left at some point in the last.
These are people that were like dropping like ads of like, here's how you get 500 more subscribers. Yeah, we love you, Leviathan Den. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate the 2-person hype train.
That's all it takes to drive a train, I think.
Yeah, someone for the front, someone for the caboose, someone to shovel coal. Oh, that's 3. Damn.
You need one person to be having a shootout on the top of the train.
That's right. You need Buff Peter Griffin to show up on the train for Fortnite. And so I've watched the Fortnite trailer. Anyways, Juice Man Johnson, Bakalaka. I have seen Bakalaka in here. Worm Puddle. Bakalaka. Juice Man Johnson is an interesting name. I know somebody. I haven't talked to them in a very long time, but they used to make a cartoon series called Eric the Juice Man. I wonder how they're doing.
Was his last name Johnson?
His first name was John.
Oh. I thought his first name was Eric.
No, his series was called Eric.
I'm asking about the Juice Man, not the person who created it.
I don't think he has a last name. And they have a character in that series. His name is God, but the G is lowercase. And that's his name. They also have another character named Satan, but he just wears an LL Cool J shirt and he's just kind of a dickhead. He's not actually Satan.
Leviathan Den says, can you draw us a really shitty DrawBomb hand signing a contract?
Well, we finished this drawing, right? Like we're emotionally done with this piece. We've looked up lava lamps, we've looked up cork deaths. That was my favorite Faces of Death chapter was cork. Cork death.
It's a there's a whole 40-minute like montage
of people just dying,
just playing like playing like Spanish Fly in the background. Should we each draw our own?
Oh, I was gonna draw the contract and you could draw the DrawBomb.
Okay.
Maybe yeah. How do you want to do this? How do you want to fuck this pig?
Should we be able to see? Oh God!
I know. I
Stop
hate that
referencing
phrase.
Black Mirror. Should we be able to see what's on the contract, or should it just be like him signing a piece of paper?
Have it just draw his hand over it, and we'll figure out the rest from there. I'd say.
How about this? You got it like curling over, right? Is that what you're?
Yeah,
doing?
It's a little bit of a. I don't know. The contracts don't do that.
I see what you're doing. Yes, they do. If you don't keep them properly stored.
That's like an Ebenezer Scrooge contract right there or some shit.
I'll let you draw your contract. I don't know why I'm getting in there.
That's fine. You can keep that line. I don't know if you have a redo button. You can go right ahead. Oh! How
Even
dare
better.
you. No, that's fine. Now you guys... Last time you mentioned Spanish Flea, you got it stuck in my head, too.
And then I think you sang it for a long time.
I did, yeah. It was annoying for you.
Super random.
Okay.
But we were hanging out with our friends Drew and Jenna last night. You know
Love
them.
Drew? Yeah.
You don't like Jenna. I understood.
Anyway, I didn't get to talk. I don't talk to Jenna on Discord as much.
Just kidding. But we had just all finished watching the new season of Survivor. They're very into reality TV. They're kind of the reason we watch any of it.
Survivor. I would watch reality TV if I was watching it with people. Like by myself, no.
Yeah.
But like
Survivor's
your situation,
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, also by myself, probably not. It's just fun to watch and like talk shit with other people. But we were discussing. We were just like, who would be a good person to go on, like Survivor? And we're all like, I would not do good. I would not do good. And then your name came up, and everybody was like, yeah, you should be on Survivor.
Why me?
So I don't know. It's just like I feel like you could solve a puzzle. You can do an obstacle course, and you can hang out and chat with people, and that's like you'd be social, and that's
true. It is a social game,
and then you win $1 million.
Shit. I mean,
Go apply for Survivor.
Yeah.
They're taking applications right now.
Are they really?
They're always taking applications because
oh my God.
they make the show. They've been making the show for 30 years.
True. Man, you know, I did used to be a whitewater rafting guide, so I know a little bit about roughing it in the wilderness.
And you could make like a creative like application video that would catch some eyes, I'm sure.
That's true. I think I'm too. This is gonna sound like a
man. Survive.
This is gonna sound a little bit self-aggrandizing, but I think I'm too normal for them to want me on Survivor. I don't think I have enough. Like,
I also think that's kind of the case for me.
And you're more. I would say you're more normal than I am. Like, if we were to like measure idiosyncrasies and behaviors and stuff like that, I feel like you are better on the graph than I am.
I think back to, you know, they're not looking for everybody like act a fool or whatever, but I remember when I went to LA and the last day before we got on the plane, we went to a Price is Right show, and anybody can be on the show, right? Like that's the whole draw. Yeah. You just pull you out of the audience. The part they don't tell you, you may know this, or a lot of people may know this, but it's thanks. There's like while you're waiting in line for hours, unfortunately, I would never do it again. While you're waiting in line for hours, they're like interviewing you and stuff like that. They're looking for the interesting people. By the time we were through like a 3-4 hour line, we were like, fuck that. We got up, you get to the front and they're like, so tell us about yourself. And that's when you're supposed to be all like high energy. We were both just like, put us in our goddamn seats. Like, I don't want to. Let me watch the people play the stupid games.
Oh no! It's back. It's back. We had F's in the chat, but it's back. So wait, they wait until the people are exhausted, and then that's when they try and get. When they try
I don't
and
know
pick.
If that's the design. I think you get exhausted because they're interviewing everybody. So if you're at the front of the line, maybe you do a great job. I don't know. Mm-hmm. For me personally, by the time I finally got up to the part where they interview you, I was just like done. I was annoyed that I was still there, waiting to watch the show that's not that good.
It's fine.
I felt like it was something I wanted to do because I was there and all that, but
yeah.
Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, I think any show is looking for people who would be good on TV, and I'm just like, maybe I could do that for a second, but I wouldn't be able, it wouldn't last. I don't have that influencer kind of mindset where you're like, I'm on, baby. I'm on, I'm entertaining.
I can definitely like turn myself on, and like I feel like there's a noticeable difference between me on and me off. But I do feel like I feel like I am also tired of the facade. So okay, so like for instance, we were leaving the Museum of Philadelphia, the art museum in Philadelphia the one time, and this like news lady comes up and she's like, "Hey, do you guys want to tell us about your thoughts on the Philadelphia sports team sporting tonight?" And we were like, "You're interviewing the wrong people. We're coming out of an art museum. Just gonna let you know, there are artists who enjoy sports." I do feel like that Venn diagram is further apart than a lot of other places you could have picked. But she's just like, just have you guys all say at the same time, blah, 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 and then, go woo. And so we're like, okay, sure. And then we started to talk, and then our one friend who was there, like, started saying the line, like, he had the energy, he had the bravado, and it kind of shocked us, because we kind of lost track and forgot. So we all just kind of like ended up staring at him as he like finished his speech, which is awful for him because he's actually a very easy to embarrass person, but he's the one who like went most into it. And then I just like, he finishes his like quick, like the speech he told us to say that we were all supposed to say at the same time, and then we lost track. And then I realized like, oh, and I just lean into the microphone and I go, woo. And we did not appear on the news that night, obviously.
They did not use that.
They did not use that take. I'm sure it's lying around on a floor somewhere, but I felt bad for that reporter lady because we clearly fucked up that whatever. But
cameraman just hit erase.
Yeah, I do feel like I get tired. Like if they were to be like, hey, we want you to be on this TV show, you got to be peppy, you got to be happy. Like I could muster that for an episode at the most, and then like
yeah,
I would probably get so tired of like, this is fake, this is stupid. I'd probably like I'd become that like host who is just like sick of their shit. And I feel like that would be me. Like I do not have that endless well of fakery and energy, It
would be hard, yeah. Especially when there's like the news or something like where there's no incentive. Like if it's like, oh, you could win $1 million, maybe I can, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, hey, pretend like you care about the sports team, like why? I don't give a shit about being on your channel. Like that's not enough for me. I don't care. I don't care about being on the news.
Yeah, I don't want to be on the news because normally it's for something bad. But like even like not being a contestant on the show, but being the host of the show, I feel like that would I would lose the energy for that by the end of the first episode. I'd be like, oh god, yeah, go spin the fucking wheel, okay? You know how the game works. Do I have to explain to you the show that's been happening for like 50 years? Okay. I'm standing on the grave of a dead man who came up with this concept, okay?
I think I could do that because now it's your job, right? Like right now I'm a server, and that's me being like,
fair.
Hi, good to see you. Blah, blah. It's like basically being a game show host. Not very.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe
I could fake it if it's my job.
When you compare it to my line of work as a although I was never a server, I was just a busser, so I would just go tables and like, sure, I could still pull it off though. I could still pull off the attitude if I had to when I was waiting tables, and like if you're running the show, you're getting paid a lot more. Yeah, I guess I could probably muster the energy for okay.
If it was a
you've convinced
thing,
me.
If it was, that's another big part that I'm realizing now that I think about it. If it's a sure thing.
Yeah.
Like if I have a paycheck in the loop, if I'm not like, hey, you're playing this game, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll get like, maybe you'll get $10,000, maybe you'll get a car, maybe you'll get like a Walkman, maybe you'll get nothing.
Maybe you'll walk home and you'll have to pay for a ticket to get back home.
I don't know that I'll have the shit, like the energy to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you. In advance.
Thank you. Whew. I muted myself in time. I feel like my voice went up a register there. I sneezed out all of that.
You shook something loose when you
I sneezed out the baritone.
Achoo.
Achoo. No, I go, hey, how's it going, everybody? Achoo!
Hey there, fellas.
But no, Yeah, if I was the host of the show, at first I was thinking like if I was the host, I'd probably get sick of it pretty quick. But you know, when you compare it to like the food service industry, like I remember the one time we had a party come in, and like we were giving them all steaks, and the fucking table, like when you have a big party, you don't just have a table that's big. We have to push a bunch of tables together.
Yep.
And the tables are all fucked up and uneven. So we're putting the plates down. We've been rehearsing this for like 2 days, by the way. Putting the plates down. The guy has a Coke. He wants a Coke, so I'm bringing him his Coke. I set the Coke on the table, and it happens to just be on the uneven part of the table. And the Coke spills onto his steak, on his lap.
Sloppy steaks.
I get so mad. I have to like go out to the back and like scream swear words and like throw ice because I don't want to break something. So I'm just like throwing ice to try and get out any aggression. I'm mad at this table. And then they're like, they want this. The guy wants a new steak, obviously, because he tried to eat it, but it's got Diet Coke all over it. He wants a new.
I think
steak.
it's fair.
I wasn't mad at him. I was mad at the table. So eventually, I do like. We got to bring out his new Coke and his new steak. And so I am the one who has to, of course, I'm the one who's free, so I have to bring this shit out to this guy, and I feel bad.
They gave you a second chance.
They gave me a second chance. So I come out, and I was like not sure what I was gonna say, but just thinking on the spot, like as I'm setting the food down, I didn't even think about it. I just said it. I said, "Here you go, steak and your Coke on the side." And then I got a round of applause from the table because that was a banger of a line. I like to think. So yeah, I think I could pull it out if I have to. Because you got Coke on the steak originally. I said Coke on the side because I thought it was good.
Oh, I get it now. No, it is good. I do like it. I do similar things. If there's tension from like a mistake, I try to make it into a joke. Everybody likes when you break the tension.
Yeah, you got to break the tension if you're in like the hospitality. Like you can't just let that shit hang. But yeah.
Sometimes like somebody spills a drink or something. Like a lot of times we have like water and like they're in like stemmed glasses at our place, so people bump them over all the time. And I'll just be like, well, at least you spilled the cheapest beverage on the table or something. I don't know, stupid like shit to like try to make it all.
You come up with like,
and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's easier when it's not a big deal and they're not actually like the guy was very nice. Like I should say, the guy who I was giving the food to couldn't be nicer about the whole scenario. Like just an absolute sweetheart about the whole situation. So I think that really helped out. And it was very nice that the whole and like this isn't one of those situations where it's like the student took down the teacher and everyone clapped. Like the table actually did clap. When I said Coke on the side, the table did clap. Which felt very good. That felt like a good good wrap up to the whole scenario. By the way, I realized something we could talk about, but it's like way too late to talk about.
Yeah, we're almost done. What is that? Unless you don't want to get into it now.
Well, you finally saw RRR.
I did. Maybe we should wait till the next one for that. Right?
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about RRR next episode.
It's a long movie. There's
so much, but like. I don't know how you felt when you watched it, but like when I watched it, I was like, I could have watched another hour of this. Like this was amazing. Like
yeah, by the point that it got like up and running and it started, and I'm like in the first like I don't know, 20 minutes, I'm like, I don't know if this is the thing I'm in the mood for. And then like every like following like I don't know, the more I watched, the more I was like, this is amazing and I love it.
Yeah, it really it picks up, and it does not stop once it picks up. It does not slow down. And man, it is just so fucking fun. Like, and it shouldn't be, because it's actually the subject matter is very grim. It's about like India struggling to regain its freedom from the colonialist British Empire, which is actually a very awful period of history, especially for India. Sure. But man, it's such a fucking fun movie, and it's like entertain and it's just awesome. It's such I could gush about that movie. We will gush about that movie next episode.
Yeah, I think you can have a lot of fun with like revisionist history stuff. Like I mean, like Inglourious Bastards is so fun, and
that's true.
The subject matter is not fun at all.
True, it's my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I think it's up there at least.
It might be mine. Might be mine too.
So good.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's
That's
fun
fair.
when you just kind of like take a subject, especially, you know, you're owning it. The people making the movie are the ones who suffered.
Yeah, and it'd be weird if it was like a movie made by like British people, but it's not. It's made by you know, people from like Indian people. So it's like they get to kind of like structure the narrative. It's such a fun movie. How about that dance sequence though? How about the
final one or
no,
the one in the middle?
The one in the middle during the wedding.
Yeah, that was great. It's great. They went full Bollywood a few moments in the movie, and it's fun.
They did. And normally I'm not a big fan of the song and dance numbers, but goddamn,
I know
that sequence was like.
How you felt about those?
I'm normally not a fan, but in that particular sequence, I was enthralled. I was loving it because it's also like they did actually tie the dance sequence more into the dramatic narrative of the movie. Like it's like their bro-ness is kind of at stake with this dance. And so like you get to see the guy, he takes the fall, he makes the ultimate bro sacrifice during that dance at least, for his bro. And that's what, and it works. It's such a good movie.
That movie was just about bro love. That's the whole.
It really was.
Concept.
It was a bro love movie.
The movie like their relationship starts with like a predator like handshake, and you're just like, yes, let's go.
Yeah,
let's do this.
So awesome, man. If you guys haven't seen RRR in the chat, watch it. It is 3 hours, but it does not feel like it. It feels like half an hour. It's so good.
It was good because like the dance and music number was like you were saying, it's like relevant to the story. I think I don't have a lot of experience with Bollywood, but a lot of Bollywood stuff from what I've seen is like, and now cut away to a song while all the characters dance, and they do that like in the credits and stuff. But
yeah,
this one was actually like a thing that was happening and had a reason to be happening.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is it wasn't also just like a random like now everyone's dancing. Like they were doing a dance at a wedding, so not only was it like relevant to the story, but it didn't even feel like it was in its own separate reality all of a sudden, because like you could still like the characters were actually dancing at a wedding, so it's like it makes sense that they would have this sequence here. It's just obviously
there's a reason for it to occur.
Exactly, yeah. So it like in that situation, I loved it. Probably one of my favorite dance numbers I've ever seen in a movie. And again, we've talked about musicals before, and like I like musicals when the song is like progressing the plot in some way, or like it doesn't feel like they're just like, hey, somebody wrote a song, we decided to fucking make you hear it. You know, I've got we've talked about my opinions on musical numbers in musicals.
Opinions? You got them.
I got lots of opinions. Some would say it's annoying, but I got them. How many opinions I have? Some people are like, please stop having opinions. And I'm like, no. I will never stop having opinions.
You have opinions and they must be shared.
Great. Although, thank God I got, we were talking about social media and like how you're still on Facebook. Like, I gotta say, like, I know I talk about it all the time, or I talk about it, I feel like, on this show quite a bit, but like not being on Twitter, not being on Facebook, barely being on Instagram, not being on Threads. I haven't even made a Threads account. Like I just like I every time I like look at Threads, even as an option,
forgot that existed.
Everyone did, but I look at it and I'm like, I could start a Threads account and start posting my opinion, and then I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. I'm so tired of that. Like I'm tired of people posting their opinion about everything. Like I don't need to hear people's opinions about everything, because that just makes us all angry at each other, because like at some point our opinions are going to be like, nah. Like certainly there are things where opinions, it's important to know where people stand on something, but for the most part, no. But like people on the internet also don't have like any chill, so they just get mad about you being like, I didn't like movie, and then someone's gonna get mad at you about it, and it's just like, well, yeah, it just I'm every day I look at social media and I'm just very thrilled at my decision to not partake.
I'm jealous. I think I'll get there gradually. I have like I said, it's how I interact with some family, but at some point I think I just won't have these things anymore.
Yeah, like I mean, I still have my Facebook because I talk with like you and Matt. through Facebook Messenger primarily. But that's all. And I also talk to my old roommate John on Facebook. He sends me memes on Facebook, so like I'll read those because I love John. But yeah, I'm not gone.
You're not missing anything.
I'm not missing anything, and I don't feel like I'm missing. I don't feel like the need to like go back. And like for a while I did. I felt like I should maybe I should go back to like Sight. Yeah. But
there's nothing there. It's not, I'm not like saying like the glory days because like it always kind of sucked, but like it's not the things that drew us in. It's not that anymore.
Yeah, like when I first started using
like a way to sell stuff and share misinformation and post memes, and it's like I can find curated spots for the stuff I want to read on the internet that isn't from my like uncle who's like right wing and like my this is a collection of opinions and stuff from people that I don't respect their opinion. I just know them. They're like, oh, we worked together 4 years ago, and now I have to know your political opinions.
Yeah. Oh, I met you at a party once, and we shared a joint together, and then I was like, because it was awkward because I'd never met you before, but we were smoking. Yeah, sure. What's your Facebook? Don't gotta know that guy anymore. It's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's pretty pointless now. I think it's just for people who want a place to have a soapbox.
Yes.
And
which is even worse.
Not me, and I also don't want to read their shit. Well, I know, but I'm just saying that's why it's no longer like interesting or worthwhile because it's just like it's other people who want to shout out into the world. It's not you or I who's like not interested in any of that.
Yeah. And it's also like I do kind of miss what I consider the heyday of Twitter. When I was using Twitter, like I used Twitter like an idiot in the beginning where I was just like, oh, I went to a thing. It was fun. I did this. It was cool. And then after a while, I kind of like found this space in Twitter where people were just posting like jokes. Some people who are maybe a bit floofy, we'll call them bonmos. But especially back in the day of like when you could have like 140 characters on Twitter or whatever.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You could just post like you would have to like come up with a funny thing.
It was like writing a haiku.
Yeah, it was like writing a haiku. It was like people would like one guy would write like, hey, people always call them Tron, but they actually prefer to be called Tronald. And that's a funny joke if you read it on Twitter. And that you'd have to come up with that. And like, if you write shit like that on Twitter, I was like, this is fun. I like reading people's stupid jokes that are very short and concise on Twitter. And I would try and write my own jokes and nobody listened, who cares? But that was great. And now it's not that. Now it is very much not that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hellscape now.
Yeah.
Lotus Clock says, Top Guy, went to a thing. It was fun.
Yeah, exactly. That was my Twitter for a while.
Also, Lizeze says, Sushi's laying on the desk with me watching you guys draw. She's very impressed. I'm happy to impress a cat. It's hard to do, I think.
My cats don't give a fuck about anything I do.
And Leviathan Den says, y'all are going next level with this drawing. Yep, there you go. Well, you guys earned it,
Yeah.
Mad Lad says, y'all ever seen Kelly's Heroes? I have not.
Never heard of it.
That doesn't ring a bell for me.
I'm gonna Google it.
And then we can kind of wrap this up.
1970s war comedy. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, a 1970s war comedy. That's definitely in line with what we were talking about earlier about the kind of making something like entertaining out of like a very awful situation.
Oh yeah, totally.
Group of U.S. soldiers sneak across enemy lines to get their hands on a secret stash of Nazi treasure. That sounds like the archetypal like get the Nazi gold sort of Oh, it's Clint Eastwood as Private Kelly. Don Rickles? Oh man, I'd watch anything with Don Rickles in it. And a bunch of other names. Harry Dean Stanton. Wow. Len Lesser. Do you know
Donald
who Len?
Sutherland?
Do you know who Len Lesser is?
Nah, I only know
Len Moore.
Len Moore.
I'll give you a hint. Hey Jerry, your cousin Steve or whatever. He's always telling me about his thing.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Let's see. What's his name? Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Everybody Loves Raymond. Where's Seinfeld?
His cousin is Jeffrey, right?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
You didn't say hello.
Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo. Oh, that's it. Mad Lad says, I thought of it because a piece from its soundtrack was used in Glorious Bastards. What a great soundtrack.
Quentin Tarantino, all of his I heard about this in a previous podcast I was listening to the other day. But Quentin Tarantino, first of all of his movies, I this part I knew, but all of his movies, the soundtracks are just like tracks from other soundtracks that he's like, I want that. That's why there's like so many spaghetti western songs and stuff in like a lot of his movies, is because he loves Sergio Leone and Ennio Morricone.
Who doesn't?
I mean, they made phenomenal music, but he what I found out from this podcast the other day was his reason for doing this. I thought it was just because he was a huge fucking film nerd, but it's also because he trusted these soundtracks in his movies because he already knew what was there, and like he already knew like the kind of emotional weight that it would bring to the scenes, and like he didn't want to have like somebody create an original soundtrack for his movie, because then he was essentially like putting his trust in some like a musician, like, because you know this is according to the podcast too, so I don't know if this is like from an interview or something, but like, you know, Quentin Tarantino, probably a very hands-on sort of person, maybe didn't have the like vocabulary to talk about music, to be like, I want this, I want that, you know. So if he's just picking the song from a soundtrack, he already knows what he's getting. So I feel like that's what they said in the podcast, and you know, that makes sense. You know, I get it, because like if you ask for an original soundtrack, you are sort of saying, hey person, I don't know what you're doing, but this is the vibe. Can you make some songs? I hope they're good.
Good luck. I hope you capture what I'm going for. Right, that's true. I mean, he's straight up like shopping for a song versus creating something that may or may not hit. You know, it's taking control, I think, over a section that you kind of hand off a lot of times.
Yes. Yeah, and that's actually in a weird way. Like, I am a bit of a control freak a lot of times. I do try and like tamp that down, especially for like projects where I'm working with like you or Lisa, or you know, just group projects in general. But I do like having that control over my projects.
Sure.
So which is partially why I started making my own music, is because I wanted to be able to be like, I want this sound for the song. And so like I would bust open like a cracked version of Fruity Loops and make some shit. And like I was terrible at it back then, and I'm not like perfect at it now, but like having made music for so long, I have a much more of a vocabulary for it and like knowledge of what I'm like looking for. And so having that sort of, it's just more control I get to have over my projects, so I can be like, I want this song.
That's a totally reasonable thing, and you know, cool when you can. I think you know, some of the tools that we have at our disposal is nice, because it's one person can fully like have creative control over something now if they want to.
But if you guys ever wanted to edit one of the cartoons, I would not be mad. Not be mad.
Sure.
But also, no, it would be cool to like put that, like, to someday have like the poll to be like, hey, can this guy make our soundtrack? Like I do. It would be cool to like, instead of like,
we haven't done much of that, but we had like Tyler make one of our opening songs, and
that's true.
It's amazing. It's one of my favorite ones. No offense to you, it's just he killed it.
Oh, he did an amazing job.
It doesn't mean like, well, I don't have to explain. You know what I mean. But it's an awesome one. It's one of the best ones.
It's what inspired me to make the other variations of the theme song. Because it was like, well, when are we going to use this other variation of the soundtrack? Like, we need to have a reason. And so, you know, I made a whole bunch. Right. So now we just have like a rotating list that's randomized by OBS.
Love it.
OBS.
Oh no.
Oh no. Brandon!
Anything to plug?
No.
Check out the YouTube. Check out the Instagram. Check out. I think that's it mainly. We have TikTok, we have Twitter, or whatever. YouTube and Instagram are the main ones where we're trying to push. Lotus Clock says, "Oh no, they're leaving." Yeah, you're onto us. We've gone purple. That means the clock is ticking. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see the shade of color that comes after this one. It hurts too. It hurts.
Hashtag sad lad.
I love that. Well done.
That's good. That's good.
Send the Brandon.
Oh no! I'm being overtaken by Brandon's. Yeah. Watch the YouTube. Watch the Instagrams. We have another short coming out soon. I have to edit it.
All right. Take your time. It's been the holidays. We've been enjoying time with our friends and our family.
That's right.
Celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior.
The baby New Year?
Yeah.
Okay. He was born January 1st.
Exactly. He has 1 year to go, so hopefully he uses it wisely.
It's a very short-lived baby.
Yeah.
A lot of baby death this episode. We're gonna get.
Yeah, more than usual. We'll try to pull that back a little bit.
YouTube is gonna monetize us just to demonetize us. They're gonna be like,
"That's right.
Nope.
Gotta teach them a lesson."
That's right.
Leviathan Den says, "Thanks again for the great show." Lotus Clock says, "We learned so much about AI." That's good. I think we should start recapping what we've learned today.
Today in AI news.
Wonderful stream as always. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Business Father Lazeze. Oh, Business Father just showed up.
Wow.
And
Ayo.
just in time. Smellu.
They might have been lurking.
They might have been. Business Father Lazeze, Lotus Clock, Leviathan Den, Mad Lad.
Belbo Rocket. Did we say that already?
Belbo Rocket. Can't forget Belbo Rocket.
We always do.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, we could also thank all the people who got gift subs. Juice Man Johnson, Bakalaka, Worm Puddle, Bunny Taffa, Roger That 667.
You might not have wanted us to know you were here, but we know. We know you were here.
TLV 2020, Boba Goblin. Boba Goblin is somebody we know. I want to say that. I feel like Boba Goblin is somebody who at least I know. I don't know for sure. Mantra Beeg, who is our only patron, who gives us money at least. We have two patrons. One is our friend Aaron, but he's on the free tier. Oh my gosh. Mr. Bleo, Repeat Bot, Bing and Zenus.
Oh, Bing came to our show. They knew we were using it.
Oh no.
The AI is here.
I know what you've been doing. Zenoots. That's everybody. That's literally every name I can find in the chat, I think.
Thanks to Leviathan Den and Lazeze for all the gift subs. You're very sweet of you. Very kind.
Thank you for the hype trains. Yes.
On signing off on your house.
Get a lava lamp.
Don't leave it on when you leave.
Let it paint one of those walls. All right. Also, I don't know. Listen to me on Spotify. Give me some Spotify pennies. Although I think Spotify is now doing a thing where unless you get 1,000 views on a song, they don't pay you any money from it, which is just them stealing from people essentially, which is
that's kind of bullshit.
Super bullshit. Everyone's pissed. Anyways, that's it. That's all. Don't subscribe to Spotify. Just steal their bandwidth.
There you go.
Spotify are bastards.
Spotify are bastards. Yep.
Spotify is a bastard, man. Okay. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
ASAP.
Yeah, all Spotifys are bastards. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
We're trying Lotus Clock. Just go.